Welcome back to Off the Wall Studios. As always, I'm your favorite fat host, Big Sturg. And hold on real fast. I'm kind of confused. Are we in the middle of a cornfield right now?
Where are we?
Are we getting takeover in the studio right now?
Where are we?
Nope. Never mind. We're still in the Off the Wall Studios. It's Austin over there, but he's not in the Bermuda Triangle or a cornfield. He's in-house.
I am live in studio for the first time, and I brought some presents from the cornfield.
Uh-oh.
As always, my right-hand man, Dillon.
How's it going, everyone?
And of course, the one that we love to go to bed listening to his voice, my favorite guy, Uncle Joey. So tonight, we got a little special gift for you. Well, for us at least. We got some bottles in studio that we don't know what's here. So we're going to sip it. We're going to try it. We're going to review it. And I don't know. Are we guessing it?
We can try. I don't think anybody will, but we can give it a shot.
So if you're listening and you want to help out, just share it. That's how you can help. So folks, let's have fun. Grab a drink, grab a beer, grab whatever it is you're sipping on. Sit back, relax, and let's get started. I literally just get so excited doing intros. I should just do a podcast full of intros because it's my favorite part. I don't know why.
You are the Michael Buffer of podcast intros.
It's just amazing, dude. It's just, it's just a good thing that I'm good at it, I guess.
Let's get ready to podcast.
Austin, brother.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing at my house?
I took a left and a right and got lost on a one-way, so here I am.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Now he's
Makes sense.
swirling liquid in a glass.
Yep.
So everyone out there, we have a fresh YouTube page. All you gotta do is go to American Whiskey on YouTube. You'll find us. Check that out because every time we do an episode, for now on, it's gonna be on this on YouTube too. So check that out. Uncle Joey, how you doing over there?
I'm fabulous.
Dylan, how you doing?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling real good?
A little tired, but we know why.
He had to work. He had to work early.
I'm a
this morning.
second shifter working first shift this week.
Shout out to my mother-in-law who works second shift and watches my kids full time. Shout out to that woman, dude.
Doesn't whine about it.
Never,
does she?
ever, dude.
Ever.
She's incredible. She's the best woman that I've ever met. Outside my mama, of course.
And
I love
is
my
a
mama too.
fabulous individual.
Yes, she is.
That's my
She
aunt.
is.
She's a friend.
And she's
Great
sending
person.
us the loves. She is sending us the loves right now.
Send as many loves as you can over our way. Austin, I'm gonna just give you the microphone and just have you tell us what we're doing.
Don't break it this time.
Don't break the damn thing.
Don't break
Oh,
it.
shit.
All right.
Did you wait? Hold on, real quick before you do that. Did you watch the last episode?
At Dave's house?
Yeah,
I have not yet. I've been traveling, so
because he mentioned that he has something.
it's something. COVID?
No,
Not the COVID.
the bottle you dropped.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least this is carpeted, so if I do drop this one, it'll survive.
Yeah, he mentioned he had it, and he was like, "Is Austin watching?"
You could, Dave, if you're listening or you watch this later, I know you will. You should have at least given them a 2-ounce sample for me to try. I mean, that would have been the decent thing to do.
You got to go there, dude. Dave's is an experience that you have to attend and enjoy. Dave's hospitality was amazing.
All right, but Austin, back to you.
All right, so things worked out in our favor. We talked about it
agree.
a little bit.
Dave's hospitality was amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out, Dave.
I heard you guys got barbecue as
Shut
well.
We do.
Yeah.
And not only is Dave amazing,
His wife.
his amazing
How about those
wife.
beans, dude?
The beans.
I made the wife message her and say, "Get the recipe."
She had some things in those beans that were just.
My ass knew it later.
Yeah, me too. Austin, take it away.
All right, so when we got this set up, I decided to grab 3 bottles from my shelf. All of them a little bit different in proof, price, and profile. And everybody else here has no clue what they're going to be sipping on. So we're going to do our typical nose taste value. And as an added bonus, I think I'm going to have the guys try to guess the proof as we're sipping these.
Okay.
So let's start off with that nose. Anthony. Who's giving
Go
that?
somebody else. I'm trying to get
Oh.
some technical
Ooh.
difficulties going here. Keep
All
going,
right.
guys. Keep going.
Uncle Joe, you ready?
Yeah. I get alcohol. I definitely it's an alcohol forward smell. But there is the typical I'm sorry, I'm not even in the microphone. Maybe some molasses, maybe brown sugar, maybe a hint of vanilla. That's usually my go-to. I always pick that's a real strong with me. I don't know what it is. Some are stronger than others, but man, the ones that have vanilla, man, I get it right up front, or the brown sugar. That's something that always seems to pop me right up front. But I get a little alcohol up front on this. Doesn't smell bad. It's a mid-range smell, I would say. It's not something that I don't dislike, but it's kind of just a middle of the road smell for me.
So we give that on a 1 to 10.
About what I would think about a 5. That's a nice
right.
mid-solid bourbon kind of.
Dillon, what are you getting there, or what are you scoring?
So this reminds me of something that I love. I'm gonna guess this comes in around 104 proof.
What do you smell?
I'm smelling. I'm gonna say some like
You always jump the
Jesus.
gun.
I'm getting the heat there. I get something sweet. I'm stuck on banana on this one.
Throw maybe butterscotch at you.
Okay.
You get that at all?
Yep. That.
Took
Because
the
that's kind of
damn
that
word.
borderline
Yep,
banana,
yeah.
like sweet caramely. So
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
where
I
I'm
was
stuck
gonna
at
say.
there. But it reminds me, the smell wise, of a good old trusty EH.
okay.
I think it's a corn whiskey, so it smells like corn to me.
Got a high corn. You
Yeah,
think?
and I think it has vanilla. I got that. I thought butterscotch too, like a butterscotch, but a lot of vanilla and a lot of corn. Like it's just I haven't tasted it yet, so I don't know, but it smells like it's a little warmer, maybe younger, maybe young. I mean, I look at the color; it seems light.
I mean, it looks nice though. Look around the glass at it. Give it a little swirl.
Dillon, didn't get it. What are you giving your nose there on a 1 to 10?
I'll give that a 7.
7. All right. And Anthony, what do you got?
We'll go a 5.
Go 5. I'm gonna split the difference there. I'm gonna do a 6. You guys hit on a lot of notes there. And definitely that ethanol alcohol, burn is present. Dillon, you said 104 proof.
Yeah, I'm sticking around 104.
What do you think, Uncle Joey?
Look
on
at the
that proof?
oil. Look
Are
at
we-
the.
Are we
Man.
just going off of smell, or are you tasting it?
I guess let's hold
I didn't taste
those
it. I
until
did
we
not
taste
taste
it.
it.
Let's taste
I'm
it.
gonna hold the proof
Okay.
until I get it.
Oh, I'm actually probably.
Let's
gonna
go for
change mine.
taste.
I just got another smell of that.
I'll start out. When I taste this, a certain something pops up into my mind. And Bill Hockett, you remember him, boys?
Yeah.
Yes.
They sold a product there that was called Alt Schulz, and it was a corn whiskey. It was mild, flavor wise, and I'm gonna guess this is like 100. I'm not gonna say that yet. I give this a 7 because it's a corny
Corny.
flavor.
corn licorice.
But this reminds me of that. Once I tasted it, it shot me straight back to that memory. So I give it a good solid 7. I think it's good.
Let's go backwards order, Dillon. What are you giving it taste?
All right. Taste wise, I'm giving it a 5. There's more heat in the taste than there was in the smell, in my opinion. But I'm gonna stick to my 104 prediction. But I agree, there's a strong corn. You still get that sweet flavor from it, but it's not bad.
Would you consider it like a sweet corn?
Yeah.
Kind of what I got.
All right, Uncle Joey.
I think the heat's a little higher. I want to say that's more.
What do you
close.
got on taste though?
Oh, taste. It's up front. The alcohol's up front. Well, let me take that back. That third and fourth sip. Kind of dry at the end. I got brown sugar in the front. I got heat in the middle and a dry kind of just. I mean, it's kind of okay. There it is. It goes away, but it's lingering. I don't know, man. I like
I think
that.
it lingers for sure.
I'm going to bump up my taste compared to the smell. I'm going to give that a. I'd say give that a 6.
It's pretty good, really. I took the last
here's
sip
what-
and I was like, this is actually really smooth.
Well, I'm going to say this right now about this. I took a small sip in the beginning and I was like, ooh, kind of punched me. And I took another sip and I said, well, and I know the rule. It was okay. Then the third sip, I said, okay, there's brown sugar. That fourth sip, a lot more things came forward. So there was definitely a thing. And I learned that, I think, on the Angels Envy tour, about your third to fourth sip into a neat bourbon, you're really going to get that profile. It's really going to come good to your tongue and to your mouth. I might even dabble my score up to a 7 on taste the more I sip
Ooh.
on this.
I agree.
It kind of, yeah.
Because I took that last sip just now while you were talking, and it would I went from a 7 to probably 7.5 and
Yeah,
8.
I'm gonna go. This is my last sip, and I honestly think it's going to change, not dramatically, but as it progresses.
So does anyone have a prediction on what it is?
Austin, what do you give it?
So I'm gonna give this one. You guys are kind of hitting on the button here, because every time you drink this is one that I keep on my shelf regularly. The trick is I have to go to Kentucky to get it. But those first couple sips, it really just kind of doesn't impress you. But as you keep sipping on it, this is one that you can easily get, a quarter or a third into a bottle, and like just every little sip gets better and better. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
All right.
So Dylan, you sticking at that 104 proof?
Yeah.
All right.
My prediction is something from Boone County.
Okay. Uncle Joey, what do you think in proof now that you've sampled it?
I'm going to give that closer to maybe 100. Max is 118. I don't think it's any higher than 118. I'd say 110, 118.
Okay.
95.
95?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to leave you guys with this bit of knowledge, and you can talk about value. Normally it sits on the shelf for about $34. This particular bottle, I got lucky. It was on clearance and I picked it up for $26.
Ooh.
So while I go get the next ones ready, you guys talk about that.
Nice. That's for $26. That's a solid bottle.
In my opinion, for $26, you
I
can't
probably
pass
would
that
have.
up.
Did you grab just one? One of those, one, yeah. So originally 35, 36, did he say?
Yeah.
So what can you only get in Kentucky that's about $36? I know one bottle, but that ain't it. Only in Kentucky.
This is the only in Kentucky bottle.
That's what he said.
He said he had to go to
Kentucky to get it. I don't know if that means So he went to and he got it on clearance. So
sorry, I was trying to pay attention.
Yeah, whatever.
Only in Kentucky. That's a harsh.
Well, see, look, that's a trick though, because there are a lot of stuff from Kentucky that you can get here, but they're.
But he said only in Kentucky.
But what I'm saying is there's special bottles you have to get from the distillery in Kentucky.
Well, okay. Right on.
Can you find products from there in Ohio?
He's pouring.
That's why I think shitty about.
So do you think this is a high dollar bottle? I mean, value wise,
taste wise, it tastes like a high dollar bottle. Let me ask you this. What do you guys, how do you think this bottle is?
I think it's young.
I think it's at least 6 years.
My guess is 36 months.
I would say 4 years.
At least 36 months.
4 to 6 years. I give you that, Dylan. It's to me, it doesn't taste young, but it doesn't taste like
it's got
a lot of. Did you not think
the color was light?
No, I thought it
that's
was
why
dark.
I say 4 years.
When I held it up, I thought it was dark because I was trying to hold it into this light over here. I felt like it looked a little dark.
Really?
Yes.
My prediction is a 4 year. But it could be one of those at least 4 years.
I say it's at least 3. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was young. I felt like the flavor there was young.
Yeah, there was some flavor there.
When you think of all those young, well, you got to think Heaven Hill's at least 36 months.
Yeah.
What else is out there about that?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot.
Elijah Craig single barrel. I think that's.
I'm not sure. We haven't had. We need to. We need a big bottle again. We gotta get us a big bottle.
I know, but I saw that bottle. I just smashed it, man.
We gotta grab it.
It's such a good bottle when you think about price and everything. So we're transitioning to our next glass here, folks.
That would be a cool bottle to turn into a lamp.
The wife was going to help us, but for some reason she got super confused.
Well, kids do that to you.
See, like this one's dark color
Uh
for
oh,
sure.
he's got the bag.
Oh. Now, when you talk about a good bottle, this is a good bottle.
And before we get into that, here we go. The
Unveil
reveal
time.
of bottle number 1 is
Smoke Wagon.
Smoke Wagon straight bourbon.
All right.
How old
That's
is it?
just the straight.
Yep, it's just their straight. It's a 92.5
Oh wow.
proof.
Hey, I hit that right on the button,
pretty
boys.
To
much.
me, it tasted hot.
When
Yeah.
I hit 100, I know, Uncle Joe. You know, I know.
Yeah,
that.
but to me, I'm usually like that too. But that taste that
Trust
drank
me.
hot.
How
I know
old is
when
that,
it's under
Austin?
100.
I'm not sure. They source their stuff from MGP. I'm pretty positive, but I really brought this one because it was their 4th of July special bottle.
It's a
Nice.
badass
So
bottle.
it had a nice little red, white, and blue
Nice.
decor on it.
It goes with the perfect new flag.
Yep, I've got.
You picked that up for.
Oh no!
Man, I'm
Party
salty. I
foul.
still have some. Only a little came out.
You didn't break the glass, guys.
Anthony, we need the
No.
bow, wow, wow.
Man, I got quick reflexes.
But
What'd you say that was?
so it's 92.5 is the
I
proof.
hit that right on the button, boys. Can someone say,
Oh.
Anthony, hit that right on the button?
This is, like I said, it's 4th of July. They do decorative bottles. I've got a Halloween one that glows in the dark on the label. I've got their Christmas one. It's a good. It mixes great. Like I said, as you keep
Drake's
sipping on this
Drake's
one,
just fine.
it really it just gets better with every sip. So, like I said, it's one I keep on my shelf. 'Cause
Smoke
it
Wagon.
it sneaks up on you,
And
like quality wise.
This is their first bottle. Like if it goes in a tier, I think this was the
Yes.
very
Yeah, this is their
bottom
intro
tier,
bottle.
Yeah.
Like I said, normally $34 in Kentucky. Every now and then, like that one, you see them down there where I've gotten them as cheap as $23, which is
Really?
fantastic. But just overall, Smoke Wagon, they've got some ryes and they've done like some new smoked stuff, like actually smoked, not just their name Smoke Wagon, but they've got some really great products, especially as you climb up in proof.
See, when I originally thought that it was under 100, once I smelled it, because there's something about my palate, Uncle Joey. You guys give me a hard time about it, but when I smell a hot one, I just automatically, there's something in my nostrils that just is like, oh, it's unpleasant.
Welcome, Jake. Welcome, Doug.
Hey, boys, how we doing, fellas? What are we sipping on tonight? We love you guys. That hit there, and then when I took a sip of it, I knew it. I was just like, man, that's under 100. So now, what did you think it tastes like, Austin? Did you think it was 100? I mean, if you didn't have known, like if you hadn't have known.
Yeah. So, I mean, just the fact that it's very, ethanol, alcohol-y forward, I can see it being hard to pinpoint down, especially on the smell. The smell does not smell, under 100 proof to me by any means.
No, it doesn't.
Now, when I taste it, the burn is the burn's there, but it's very minimal.
For
So
sure.
I would absolutely buy in that's somewhere in that 190 proof range. But the smell of it leads more to a higher proof than it actually tastes.
And the fact that it's low 90 it's kind of wild to me. 'Cause
And-
it definitely has a burn, but like it doesn't, it goes, it burns and it goes.
And the reason why I was above 100 is like you guys hit on, and I thought as well, it lingered. And that's normally something you get from a higher.
And you thought you were discovering some of the taste in those first 3 or 4 sips we had in this glass. You give you a 2-ounce pour and put that thing on a rock and it gets cold. Like that one, normally low proof for me, if I put them on ice, they just water down and fizzle out. That one for a low proof bourbon really opens up.
I can't wait to hear what you guys think on smelling this.
I have had a couple of the lower proofs that when a little bit of ice or a little bit of water hits them, it almost makes them a little stronger alcohol, but not many. But I've had a couple of those. Like I liked it before. I liked it better without the water.
What'd you guys give that one on a 1 to 10
You know what?
value wise?
How much was it?
$35 is what I paid.
Well,
for
you
that
paid
one.
Fair.
Well, I guess that one I paid 26 for.
That's a 10.
Normally they're
10,
35.
10 at $26. That's a 10 on value.
Listen,
Same.
I keep meaning to bring this up, and
I agree, Dylan. I mean, that's a good bottle for
Is it-
$26.
I wonder sometimes if it's something we need to add to our tastings. Like we don't give some of these bottles enough justice. We do the whole taste,
Yeah.
but true tasters, don't they put a little bit of water in them and try it? So I say
We can do that sometime.
I'm about to try it with this because I think this might do something to this bottle right here. I think just a tiny. Like,
Hey, drink it how you
splash.
like it, brother. And then
Yeah,
we'll
no,
just go,
I'm curious on this because we've talked about it, and you see a lot of them do it, and they say some really either makes it way better or it doesn't do much for
when
it.
I smell on this right here, there is a smell that I've never smelled in my entire life in this drink.
Wow.
I cannot figure it out. I don't know what it is. There's something in this that I've never, my palate, my nose has never smelled or tasted in this right here.
I'll give you a note after Dylan and Uncle Joey give theirs. I think maybe I can unlock it for you.
Okay. Dylan, go ahead, buddy.
Man, I can really smell the oak in this one.
Oh, Anthony, I think I might. There is a.
Well, Dylan, what else you smell? I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. To see if you
I'm going to
unlock
say
it.
some cherries.
Unlock it for me, baby.
I get some cherry out of that. Really smell the wood.
Maybe some dark fruit.
Now, hold on now. Wait for your turn, damn it.
And I'm going to stick with that.
Damn it.
There's something there.
What's your
Nabbit.
score?
I mean, that's pleasant.
It's a beautiful.
I'd give that a
beautiful.
7.5.
All right. Uncle Joey, dive in, swim around.
Yeah, dig in, fellas. Let your nose
It makes me want to smoke a pipe if that tells you anything.
let your nose taste the aroma. It's I taste some kind of something dark. I don't. It's maybe if it's a chocolate or if it's a dark fruit, or I get like a little bit of a bitter.
You said you thought you knew what I was thinking.
No, I'm saying just an off smell. There was something I felt like was a little different. The first couple smells, it was a different, something different. I agree that it was. I don't know if I've ever smelt that before.
Maybe a little bit of leather in there.
Well, after you said that, I smell more like a tobacco, like a light tobacco.
Yeah.
So I literally fired my pipe up because of that. But there's a
Yeah.
smell in there that I've never smelled. I don't know.
I could
don't
see maybe
understand
being
it.
a little bit of leathery, Dylan, but it's also a little bit tobacco-y. Smell wise, it's actually kind of enjoyable. I'd give that a 7 to the nose. I'm pleasant with that. The way it hits the throat from the nose.
Dylan and Jason, pleasant.
Pleasant. It is, man. I like most bourbon. I enjoy it. I enjoy a lot of the smells.
So, Anthony, I might be crazy, but to me, what this smells like is if I was to open a bag of bread and take a fresh slice of bread, throw it down in the toaster, and just toast it just a little bit, like that smell of like fresh toasted bread popping out of the toaster. As crazy as it is, like that's what, like I'm waiting to just add butter to this and like have some breakfast. But to me, this is an 8. I love the smell. What do you?
How about an Eggo waffle in the toaster?
There you go.
I can see that. There's a smell that I can't explain there. It's a 9.5.
I don't
for
get,
sure.
I don't get breakfast food out of this.
No, I didn't say breakfast food. I mean, you could eat a Eggo waffle any time of the day. Like,
Yes, you
I
can.
mean,
Yeah,
unless
you
you put
can.
syrup on it, then you can butter it. Like this just
Make a sandwich out of it.
this tastes like the back end of a toaster when it just pops something out of it. Like I don't give a shit for the toaster strudel. It just that toasted part, and I think that's where the pipe comes into play. It's enjoyable with the pipe. I mean, the smell of it's just I don't know what it is. I'm going to be blown away, I'm sure.
Well, and like you keep saying pipe, like this to me is almost like that, that old cigar box that you find at your grandpa's. And when you open the cigar box, like all that, you just soft.
So take your
notes.
guys' nose real fast, put it through the glass and inhale through your mouth. Just put your nose up to it and inhale through your mouth.
I do that every time, by the way.
Leave it cracked a little bit. And just...
Well, I do it multiple different ways, but that one
Yes,
way,
close, open, yes.
with my mouth open, with my nose up to it, is where I get that smell. If
All
I just
right.
shove my nose in it and I don't do anything else,
I got you.
But that one way of smelling it is where I'm getting this uniqueness from. And I still believe this is something that I've never tried because
Well,
I truly believe that.
Let's dive in and have a sip.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
It's nice to have you here, Austin. It's nice not to have that like background noise of the computer and just nice.
As long as I bring some treats.
Hey, Dave took care of us last time. We were expecting something big here.
Yeah, that Weller 12 was woo.
Clean the palate and try this again.
Yeah,
Yep.
amen. Amen. Actually, I'm gonna hit that with a little bush latte. Uncle Joey. I mean that.
He's still digging in. It looks like
he wanted some of that.
He's
No,
scooping
that
up
first
all the
taste, I
layers, it
wanted
looks
his-
like I don't know.
I really wanted your reaction to that first taste to see if we were sitting the same.
It's kind of nice. It hits nice up front. I'm actually glad that I swished that water in there and cleaned it up. I actually like it better now that I cleaned it up. It's got nice taste. I'll give it like when I did, let's say 7. That's a nice.
You said a bottle cap?
Not even dude. It's just a drop.
Okay.
Just
Just got 1 or 2 drops of water. is all
yeah.
you
I'm
need.
actually going to try that too, man. Now that I've done it all the way around, just a drop.
Play with it.
That first sip, I've only taken 1 sip. It's so enjoyable. Like it's just this tastes like a really high dollar bottle. This tastes like a.
I think this is a good bottle. Yeah, I don't think this is a $18.25.
See, when I added water to it, I got a Blanton's flavor or a Blanton smell.
I don't know about that, but
Well, I'm just telling you what I think. Don't shoot me. I mean, I'm just letting you know, hey, this is what
anybody ready to talk about it and give it a score?
I am.
All right, go for it, Dylan.
I know you guys love it, so I want to jump in first on this. It's funny that Austin or that Anthony said a Blanton smell. I don't think it's Blanton's, but it reminds
I don't
me
either.
of something close,
Yeah, agreed.
and I'm not a big fan.
All right.
I like the smell of Blanton's.
Did you add water to it?
Yeah, I did. That's
It-
why
It unleashes some flavor, boy.
it smells good. I'm not a fan of this taste. I'm going all the way down to a 3 on taste.
Wow.
I think it's harsh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Like I was taking that shot earlier, Anthony, and I said instant heartburn.
Yeah.
That's what this gives me. I'm not a fan of this.
Fair enough.
Wow.
What do you think it
Okay.
is proof wise?
It's sitting, I would say, right above 100.
Okay.
I think this is going to be misleading. I think the proof is going to be higher than this drinks
Because look how it. I mean, that's
I
a
agree.
darker.
I agree.
because I don't feel like this is much above 95 proof.
Oh, this is 117 or more.
See, I feel like if this is 100, I feel like this is right around maybe 100 tops.
Really?
95 to 100.
So what do you think?
That's how it drinks.
What do
Yes,
you-
yes, it's got a nice.
So what do you tasting when you drink it, Uncle Joey? And thank you for telling me to add water because it just really
We need
explores
to
that.
start at the end of do our sips and then try to leave just a little bit. I think we should, and you can go even much as an eyedropper and just do 2 or 3
Yep.
drops.
Give you an eye drop.
Man, I really like that. I think that's a good pour. That's something you could sit down and knock a couple ounces of that down, and then probably have you a couple more ounces.
Wait a minute. Did Dylan just give his away?
And you know I don't do that
Come
often.
on.
Salud.
But hold on,
wow.
Anthony. In my defense,
It's got nice barrel.
Anthony, you are my witness to this. I tried to do the same thing with that Blanton's Gold, but I drank it out of respect.
I've never given a shot of whiskey away.
That
That's the
Blanton's
first one.
goal was a little, I don't want to say disappointing.
I
But
thought
anyway,
it was fucking great.
anyway,
Digress.
this is good.
Score?
It sticks with the nose 7. I think it's a solid bottle. I like this.
So when I tasted it the first time, and the second time it didn't have water in it, and I really liked it. Then I put water in it, and I was like, "Wow, that's a 10." So to me, though, I think it's really interesting because I think this is like 117 or hotter because I can still feel it. It's really thick. It's like I can still feel the coating in my mouth. That's weird. That's odd.
It's kind of mouth, got that viscosity, that viscous feel. I think that
so-
to me, that always, I feel like that comes with some age.
Yeah, so it's definitely an older one. I think it's a hot one, and I don't necessarily like that pleasant end of how hot I feel like it really is. But I think this is a 10 on taste because it tastes so damn good.
Oh,
All right.
Cherry, oak, lighter fluid on the back end.
Yeah.
ethanol.
Like
So-
that's still burning.
Oh, it
a hot
holds the
one.
heat for sure.
But
For me-
and Dylan, I hate hot whiskey,
Right.
but I like the flavor of
But
this.
see, what's funny is most
Only
Blantons are a little hot,
It's good.
and you love Blantons.
Mhm.
So
This is
it-
hotter than Blanton's.
I'd say Blanton's is only 90.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
what
say
was
that's
that? What was
93.
what was the gold?
like
103.
97. Yeah,
Yeah,
103. I was gonna say
103.
97, something like that.
Nope.
All right, awesome.
So for me, I mean, that first sip is just, I mean, it's dark fruit, but it's fresh. Like
Yeah.
it's
Right.
not like, like the dirty cherries you'd make an old fashioned with. that are just like tart. Like it is fresh, dark fruit. There is just so much barrel oakiness in there. Really the only thing that stops me from giving this a 10, it's not so much I enjoy the heat on the back end, but as it finishes, it's a port. Like to me, I taste like port wine.
Like dry.
And
like
I
dry.
despise port wine.
Fair.
I love dry wine, so it
That
makes
little,
sense.
like that last little second, it's like 10, 10, 10. Like, nope.
Yeah.
So 7.5.
So explain port wine.
You're the wine man. You explain it.
So what I think you're
I just know I taste it. And I hate it.
what you're claiming, like what I feel like you're saying is it's extremely dry at the end. So at the like you're enjoying it, you're like, wow, there's nothing there. It's just dry.
Yep.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
and I fucking love one of my favorite beverages in the whole entire world. My wife will tell you is a good bottle of extremely dry red wine. So Freedom Sticks whiskey. We're going to be doing a mashup with me and one of your guys' barrels.
Absolutely. I should have brought that with me. Missed
You
that.
really should have.
Missed
You
that
know what
opportunity.
else we forgot?
There's two things I forgot: a barrel for you to make wine, Anthony, and an E.H. Taylor small batch for Dylan.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
Wait,
so
hold on. Hey, we discussed this.
Let's keep on the same page.
I know, but real quick, we discussed this, and since you just brought that up real quick, how do you tell the age of Weller 107? Do you know?
Do not.
Okay, I just didn't know if you
Yeah,
knew.
it's just a weeded mash bill. It's a higher proof. I know that than WSR, but there's a lot of, Buffalo Trace makes a lot of stuff with that mash bill. So,
All right, fair. So continue.
all right. So, on this bottle, it was 112 proof, and it's a $65 bottle.
Nice.
Do I not
So-
have the proof right on the fucking nail?
So while I go get round 3 ready, you guys talk about that value, and then I'll collect the value score when I get back.
I may be
How
off on every single
much did you
thing
say?
else, Uncle Joey. I may be off on everything else, but when it's coming to the heatness, I'm pretty on it.
Yeah.
65.
I mean, it drinks hot, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It definitely does.
so Uncle Joey,
Yes, sir.
quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
What has been your favorite? While we're waiting on the new one here, what's been your favorite episode so far? I mean, you came into this after we started, like you came in as a guest, but now you're like a brother, man. You're a brother to the podcast. You're part of the thing. What's been your favorite part so far, or your favorite? What's just been your favorite thing, I guess, so far? during
I
this?
don't really want to say that I have a favorite episode because, man,
Or just your favorite part of it.
I laugh and chuckle when I go back and listen to some of the stupid stuff we say, and
Oh, I love it.
and there's sometimes there might be little inside jokes between the family, I mean, there's just a lot of fun that goes on. So I just enjoy listening to them.
Troll.
I get off of work. I get off of work sometimes. I got a little time to kill, and I'll hook up the TV to Spotify, and I'll just play it through the TV, and I'll just sit there and scroll through my phone and listen to some of the episodes.
And that's what we've been getting a lot of lately,
Right.
Uncle Joey. It's easy to put on and listen to.
Yeah,
Welcome in here, Brad.
Listen, we're just a bunch of dudes that just like you guys. Like we're not specialists with whiskey or anything. We just love it. Like
Yeah, and I mean, not really professional radio people or anybody like that.
Hey,
so
but you
we're-
and I do have
oh,
radio voices.
we
Well,
could
fuck them.
we could do some.
Dylan has the worst radio voice, but he also brings a
if
great
somebody would
personality.
like-
fuck them.
If somebody would like me to read some things, just send them to the studio, and I'll be glad to let Anthony get some things together. Yeah,
Once upon a time.
whether it be X-rated, G-rated, I will read it for you.
It's hilarious because the comments that we do get and people that reach out that comment about it is I have had people say that I should call a baseball game or a football game and Uncle
Right,
Joey
right.
should tell a story. And I'm like,
Dear Penthouse,
So
it was the summer of 1984. I was at camp. She was a counselor.
band camps.
so Anthony, what's your favorite so far?
So here thus far is I can honestly say that I've kept my circle tight my whole entire life. I've never ventured out and made a large friend group. I've had a bunch of beer buddies, but I've not had a lot of great friends. I've met, Austin through this. We've become great friends. I actually message him if I need help on a project. I can message him. Dillon, you and we met at my sister's house. We clicked. We became good friends. We started this podcast.
I beat your beer pong.
And the biggest thing for me, if that tells you how much I remember, I don't even remember that. But Uncle Joey, I think the biggest thing for me out of this whole podcast is I feel like I gained a family member, you know. For me, that's huge for me, man.
Oh,
It's like,
you know, we knew of each other, you know,
Yeah.
but then
Passing.
and then the closer we got, and then the deeper we get in the podcast, we definitely get closer. And then, you know, we take trips, we meet up with Jake, and we do little distillery excursions. We've got a couple things planned for the future, possibly. So
so that's the biggest thing for me has just been the relationship growth that I've made with some people I never thought I would be. I mean, with Austin out in the cornfield, I could call him. I literally just met up with him at my son's wrestling match to exchange some goods, and it was just like seeing a brother again, you know. So that's been my favorite part so far. And while we were transitioning, Dillon, do you want to just throw down what your favorite part of this podcast has been so far?
I would agree with both of you. It's
Cumsock.
Cumsock was fun.
Cumsock's a good one.
But
we need to repeat that one?
It was how quick we clicked.
How dry was the sock? Go ahead.
No, it's before the sock.
It's
before the sock.
True.
So my first time coming over here to record was actually on Cheesy Ponies.
It was football podcast.
And then next thing I know, Anthony's like, "Hey, you want to go to O'Connor's and get a drink?" And we met there, and that's where the whole American whiskey came in to play. And we were going to record an episode that night, and we met someone. Anthony, who did we meet?
You're throwing me on a whirlwind.
Coach.
Oh, I forgot about Coach.
We met Coach.
He created this podcast. Inside joke. If you haven't listened to all of our episodes, we're 46 deep now, guys. This is number one.
So this is something we discussed and we never did. We wanted to have highlights of the episode.
We'll do it.
There's only one clip that we ever made for highlight of the episode, and it was if the kids are wearing it, I'm wearing it.
Yeah, that was a good time right there.
And just a quick recap, if no one knows what we're talking about, we were at O'Connor's. This old guy walked in
with chains.
A
jersey that didn't fit.
Wearing one of those jerseys that had the big holes in them. And
Like
it was up to his belly button.
Like a Pee-wee jersey.
He had to be a coach.
He was a coach. I thought we decided that.
We did.
Don't you say that he might have been. All right, awesome. What's been your favorite part of this before we move on to our next juice here?
So, for me, obviously, this is the first episode that I've been in studio, which, for the most part would sound like that is my favorite part of this podcast, but it's actually the fact that this is the first episode I'm in studio. I don't live around you guys.
Yeah.
I don't, I live out in the country, even though town's not that far away, you're not going to go in town, have 5 or 6 whiskeys and bourbons with your buddies, and then cruise on home,
every
going to be
night. I mean,
so to be able to hop on here, once, maybe twice a week and just, enjoy whiskey, talk about it, talk about other stuff that, we're passionate about. We think's hilarious that we don't give 2 shits about, but I can, troll the hell out of Dillon or you or anybody else.
Damn you, Austin.
I
know. You do a lot of that to me.
But to be able to do that and then not have to worry about hopping in a car and driving home, boom,
absolutely.
It's all right. We know where you live.
I mean, there's been times on this podcast for anyone that's listening, there's times where we've hopped on Zoom and didn't even do a podcast. We just hung out, like literally just hung out, had some drinks, got yelled at by our wives, passed out on the floor, woke up for work. I mean, it's just been, it's been a roller coaster. Now, I do want to add this: the next time that you're in studio, we will be at your place.
Sounds good to me.
All right, brother, because I appreciate you coming here for sure. So let's move on to this next sip. You want to do the reveal?
Well, we need to get those values on the last one.
Review of the last bottle.
I need the value 1 to 10. Quick fire, Dillon.
For a $65 bottle, I wouldn't pay $25 for that.
So 2, 1, 0.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Uncle Joey, quick fire.
I'll give that like a 6 for value. That's not a bad bottle for that price. I liked it.
Anthony,
10.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. For the reveal, again, Anthony, you already know it, but 112 proof. This
Penelope.
is the Penelope toasted barrel strength. So I've said it on the podcast a couple times. I've hinted at it, but this is what Elijah Craig toasted should be.
Jake, are you listening to this right now? I think Jake sent me this like months ago. He's like, "Have you ever tried this?" And I had never tried it.
Yep.
What
I've been wanting to try this.
Fucking great bottle.
So many people rave up Elijah Craig toasted, and I've reviewed it many times. I'm consistent that I don't like it. This is what Elijah Craig was shooting for. They missed the mark. Penelope
Oh.
knocked it out of the park.
Hey, Uncle Joey, we love Elijah Craig.
Yes.
We like the toasted barrel, but this is better.
Listen, out of all the lineups, the toasted is probably my bottom of my lineup, but I still like it.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite. This is a great bottle.
How much is that bottle for Elijah?
I think
Craig?
it's about the same price. I
Okay.
think it's 60.
Yeah, 65, 70.
What a great bottle. That's a 65 all day for me.
That one gets to stay here too because I've got extras at home.
What? Studio bottle?
I've
Put it in
been-
a don't touch shell. I'm kidding. So,
I've
set
been
it in
talking
there.
about wanting to try to
I'll
grab.
bring it in there.
Wineworks has the 4 grain, and I've not really seen a lot of awesome reviews on the 4 grain. It's a decent bottle, but
Yeah.
I'd rather, if I'm going to spend the money on my
Yeah.
first bottle, I'd rather it be something like this. I'm glad we tried that.
Agreed.
Yeah. So anybody out there, if you've tried it and you're listening to this,
Welcome in, Dave.
What do you think? Dave, have you tried? Is that Dave? Dave, Big Time Barbecue?
Dave,
BTB.
Have you tried this bottle? Penelope,
look at this, Dave.
throw that on the camera real fast. Have you
Penelope
tried that?
toasted,
The
Dave.
toasted barrel. Have you tried that?
All right, now
Great bottle.
I'm gonna go and just start this one off because
Go ahead.
I've been over here sniffing and swirling and sniffing and swirling.
I just
and-
burped in the microphone. That's my bad.
You did?
I just did. My
Dave
bad.
said he hasn't. Well, Dave, we have it here in the studio.
Oh, you get to
Right.
try it when you come over, brother.
I get a man. I get almost like a gunpowdery smell in this. I can't figure out what this is.
Reminds me
I
of
know it's
Civil
not
War or
gunpowder,
something.
but
That's actually funny you say that.
Oh my God, he smells it too.
it
smells like a 9mm.
I
Just
wouldn't
got-
say
maybe that's-
gunpowder,
maybe
I'd
a little
say-
sulfury. Or
I would say
something.
like a little copper smell.
Yeah.
It's not a bad smell. I just get a different smell in the very front. I don't get any alcohol. Maybe some definitely some leather. I definitely get a little leather.
I
in
smell
there.
age. I
Smell
see and
age?
smell age. Yeah.
It's got some color. I mean, I don't want to say it's super dark, but it's
That's
not
a
light.
six-
It's
that's
not
a-
light by any
That's
means.
6 years plus.
I'll say I give that like a 5 on the smell.
All right. Dillon.
I smell a little heat. I get a little bit of copper with that. Some corn. I'll give that a 6 on smell. Not too much stands out to me here.
Anthony, what are you getting over there?
I'm trying to decide, man. It's it's weird, and I felt embarrassed to say it, but I get like a pear smell, like pears,
Nothing wrong with that.
and it's like a dull sweetness. It's like a fruity, but it's like a dull fruit. It's when you hit on that like a dry wine, like I get that smell. But it's almost like there wasn't a lot done to it. So maybe it wasn't like a real charred barrel. It was just like maybe like a 2 or a 3 on the barrel char. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like a real
Like a light, just like a light char.
just like a light char.
What are you giving that score wise on the nose?
It's real. It's a go getter for me. It's like an 8.
Okay.
I don't smell the alcohol. A lot of times you guys hear me say like a sweet corn or a corn. I don't get either one. That may change on taste, but as far as smell, I really don't get. I mean, do you guys get that hot smell at all? or-
I smell a little heat, not a lot,
okay.
but I do get the corn from that.
So for me, you can tell the heat is there, but and I think that's part of it. It's hard to really pick out the smells in this because there is a lot going on, but everything's so prominent that you can't really pick it out.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Anthony, I agree with you on the pear. It also tastes like just blueberries, just like sitting in like a container. Like
I
if
can see that.
if
yeah.
you bake blueberries, like they get very,
Yeah.
they get a ton of, aroma to them, but like, blueberries just sitting
like a
there in general
blueberry
don't,
pie.
yeah, blueberries just sitting there, fresh ones don't really smell a whole lot. So I get that on it. If I actually leave my nose like on the rim of the top rim of the glass, and I just like I breathe in and like that's where I get more of that sweetness, like a little bit of syrup, molasses. I enjoy this one just because of how much is there. So it's a 9 for me on smell.
All right.
But
He's up there with me.
everything,
He's up there. I
yeah.
mean, there's nothing to not like about the smell.
everything sits there and fights for your attention, which makes it hard to really pick anything out, I think, is the issue with it.
And I know you guys are going to make fun of me because you're like, that's how you're supposed to do it. But I smell my whiskey multiple different ways.
Mhm.
And when I open up my mouth and I smell that, I would make it a candle. I would just like, it's not like, it's just such a, like, I'm going to do it. I didn't want to. It's a pleasant smell. I didn't want to say it, damn it.
He said it, Coach.
Put him in, Coach. All right. So
He's ready.
I finally matured.
Steal some water from you there, Uncle Joey.
Yes, I got a little bit of
So,
water left right ahead.
Do we want to do taste now?
Dude's ready to kick it off.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Go for it,
I'm
Anthony.
not scared of nothing.
I'm still figuring it out over here. Get a little leathery, but go ahead, Anthony. And that's good old spring water too.
That's the good stuff.
Mhm.
Wait, no, I want my limestone Kentucky water.
Yeah. You know what? That would be so awesome if you could get, I'm sure you possibly could. Is there anywhere down there that bottles? Does Buffalo
about
Trace
it?
bottle? You know what I mean?
Go right to the creek, right by the distillery, and just scoop
Right,
your glass
right,
in there and take
right.
some.
Just
So-
fill your jug.
I know I've been muted for a second here because it's like the first drink I liked it, the second drink I liked it, the third drink got something more.
My first drink, I didn't like it. To be honest.
So to me, I'm going to stick with the age. I think this is a well-aged whiskey. I still get that like subtle sweetness. It's not a sweetness. It's just a very subtle sweetness. So it's got that, cooked blueberry, the pear, maybe like no, you can't even put a hairy peach on that because peaches are sweet. Like that would be too sweet. It's it's very pleasant. I give this about maybe like a 102 on proof wise, but I give it a 10 on flavor. I really enjoy this.
I have a question since does this have some age to it? Yeah. I get some age. It's really weird that
I said it was at least 6 years. So
my thing is weird. It's a mouthfeel to me. Anytime I've
I
ever
know
noticed,
I know.
no,
No, that's what I'm saying.
the Evan Williams 12, that Weller 12, some of the Elijah Craig's I have at home. The
Hey,
10
Dylan,
years, it's a
He likes the
mouthfeel.
mouthfeel.
That Jack Daniels, no, it's a viscous.
Oh, I
I think
know.
it's from the barrel. I think it's the oil from the barrel or something.
In your mouth.
It's just
To that point,
so-
Uncle Joey,
feels good.
not only is it an aged product, it is also
like
a
that?
finished
Sorry,
product.
we're
So
trying to
it
troll
has been
Joey here.
finished in another type of barrel.
So
They finished
that's
too.
what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting, the finish.
Uncle Joey, we're trying to troll you. Will you accept the trollness or not?
Me and Austin are having
We're-
a grown-up conversation. over
I
here.
see that.
Two
I
men
see
are
it.
busy talking here, boys.
Don't look at that knob.
Mm. So what are you giving that on taste? 1 to 10.
I'll be honest, this has grown on me. Each sip that I had, my first sip, Austin, I did not like this. I honestly was trying to figure out which one of you I was going to give this to. And I
No,
kept,
we're done doing that shit.
no.
We don't do that.
let me finish.
We don't give away.
The more sips that I got. Austin mentions that it's finished. I'm tasting this. I'm sometimes you feel foolish. One of us will say something, and then I don't know if it triggers something in the brain. It must, because there's been sometimes where I'll taste a little more of what somebody said in the room. It's like, okay, I get that now. I don't know if it's because you focus in a little bit more, but now that you said that's finished, I get that.
I don't
In
think
the
that's
back.
always that though. I
Yeah,
think
get
it's
that in the
your
back of the
palate.
throat.
Your palate adjusts while you're drinking. I mean, you acquire a flavor by drinking more, right?
Yep.
So I don't. It might be you're thinking mind over matter is what you're kind of thinking. It's like somebody said it, so you kind of think that same way.
But I
But
don't
when it
think
com-
it's you smell it because of that. I think it
Yeah.
just triggers that.
Yeah.
It may open you up like, oh shit, I do smell that.
Right.
Or you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what you're smelling, and then somebody
Yeah.
finally says it, and you're
Yes.
like, wait,
That's
that
what
was
that
it.
is.
It's kind of
Yes.
intriguing because tonight we did we play dice here in the studio, and everybody will play that game before we leave. But they thought they would hit me with a hot one tonight, so I lost at dice. So they poured me a shot of Heaven Hill, and I've stuck with my guns the whole time I've ever had Heaven Hill. I enjoyed it. I gave it a good, like a good right, Dylan. I mean, it was just like phenomenal.
But
so
you had no clue what it was.
I did not have any
He just
idea what it
knew.
was. So
He said it was Michter's sour mash, but I don't blame him for saying that because he loves Michter's sour mash as well.
So I think like, as you just like what you like. So I think, the first time you try something, you may not like it, but your palate adjusts to it. So, because when I saw you drink that the first time, it looked like you're going to throw up.
I wasn't going to throw up. It was kind of had a bitter.
Yeah.
And I
Bitter
now
and
that
very drying. Like the very first
Yes.
sip to this is always very like abrasive and dry.
that was
But
It's
very
a red
better as
wine.
you
It's a
coat.
red wine.
and that's also what I smelled. There was something that I wasn't picking up on. It's probably the finish that we're getting on. our
So
nose.
the three of us have tried this, and I don't know
I like it.
if Austin has Basil Hayden Cash,
Oh, the one you got, yeah,
the one with the red wine. I thought that kind of had the same consistency.
that was a lot drier in the back end.
Yeah.
That
So
really hit me in the back of the tongue.
so did you rate it?
I give this a 10. This reminds me
solid.
of, like you said, the Basil
Wow.
Hayden cash string. It reminds me of the rabbit hole. What is it? Is it cask? The red rabbit hole.
Their sherry one.
Yeah, their sherry cask,
Yeah.
whatever it is. It reminds me of stuff like that was dry at the beginning, but the flavors open up the more and more you drink this, and it's phenomenal. I give this a 10.
Wow. Uncle Joe, I missed yours. What'd you give it?
This is a nice bottle. I got an 8 on this.
All right, Anthony.
You eating a sandwich over there?
All right.
No, I'm trying to.
He's
trying to.
chewing it.
No, I'm.
That's why I thought you were
Dang,
chewing
eh?
on it. Yeah, I thought you were.
He's undecided. He can't.
I give it an 8.5.
Are you crying?
I'm not.
I thought
He
you might
loves
be
it.
sobbing for a minute.
He loves it.
Maybe that last
really
one
love
when he gave it a
this.
10.
The last couple of episodes have been so good. I feel so blessed. I haven't spent any money on whiskey to even be a part of the episodes.
Right?
Welcome in
No.
here, Steph.
No, what I'm trying to figure out is what this is. I feel like I've had it.
Anthony,
What?
that girl that you said was cute that was commenting the other day.
She's stalking you.
She's watching.
Hey, girl.
She's watching. Shoot your shot.
Hold on, let me chest up.
Shoot your shot. Shoot
Yeah,
your
so
shot.
I think that's a good bottle, really.
Where's your chain, man? Where's your chain?
Change upstairs in the
Two
liquid.
chains.
Kids, bring the chain.
So when I really think hard about this, this bottle and shit, like, I really think like it's a solid ass bottle for real.
Mhm. Now,
yeah.
Anthony, what do you think?
Yeah, so this bottle here, like it's like a 9.5 or something, you know what I'm saying?
You know what
I'm not saying I got a lot of dollars and stuff. I don't think it's a high dollar bottle or nothing, but I think
Are
she's
you baller?
I think she's up there in age. So that's what I give, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out Austin. What up, dog?
Anyway,
Yeah, let's get back to
Looking
the
I'm
hot
rest of
over
shooting
the
my
programming.
shot here. No, it tastes really good. I was trying to figure out if the smell and the taste were the same, and it's really hard to tell. I think they kind of differ each other.
I wasn't real impressed with the smell, but I'm impressed with the taste.
But 9.5 on the taste. I think it's a good bottle. I think it's
I don't-
it's
yeah.
at least a 6 or 7 year bottle.
This is one of those bottles where it brings more
And it's about 107 proof.
to the mouth than it does to the nose.
I'm gonna say this is an 8-year plus.
I give it 107 proof.
107 proof. Real quick before we go down that rabbit hole, I give it an 8 on taste. This is one I think Uncle Joey said that very first sip. Like, if you let the first sip of this make your opinion, you're missing out. It doesn't take long for this one to settle in and hold its ground. But it's a solid bottle. There's plenty. I think I've shared this bottle with probably more people than any other bottle in my house. And everybody always tastes something different in here,
Okay.
which it goes back to that nose where it's really hard to pick something out on the nose because there really is a lot going on in this bottle. And like I said, I've probably had 12, 15 people try this and everybody is picking something else out of it. And I think it really shows, kind of the uniqueness of this bottle. So it's an 8 for me. With that, Anthony, you said 100 and what proof?
7.
107. Dylan, what do you got?
I'm going 114.
14. Uncle Joe.
Damn, you think it's that high, bub?
I don't.
I'd stick maybe 110.
I think that's a
110.
smooth hot.
I wouldn't be
Alright.
surprised if it tastes hotter than what it really truly
I
is.
would be
So-
surprised if it's higher.
Well, I go get the bottle.
Do we have another bottle of drink?
This is it. I'm bringing in this. one to
Perfect, because I
review.
have one for you guys.
Okay. let me go get that one for the reveal.
Okay.
How
You
much is
guys-
this bottle?
You guys talk about the value. $140.
Why would you do that here, brother? Why would you? So good. $140? You brought a $140 bottle? What a good man. What a good man. What a good man. I don't know if I've okay, so let's put that
age.
well, let's think about a $150 bottle here. Oh, that was your fault because that thing's dead to
Yeah, no, it
screwed
didn't.
in there. That was your fault.
Let me see.
Man, $140. I mean, Evan Williams 12's 150, right?
Yep.
Angel's Envy.
But this definitely is an Evan Williams 12.
I think that's got an Angel's Envy shape to it. It's a
I'm not gonna even guess. I don't know.
I don't know, but
So proof wise, it's a 98.6. And
I
this
wasn't
is made
surprised
by
it was
High
lower.
West Distillery.
High West.
It is the Midnight Winter's Dram.
Oh, nice.
Shout
Act
out.
8, Scene 4.
And
I
that's
think we all gave that a solid score too.
and that's not a bottle that you can just go find.
No, they release it once a
Is
year.
that
and-
seen here or
No.
no? I'm just curious.
so knowing what it is,
Figured I'd
Austin,
ask.
knowing what it is now, it is well worth that.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
unique bottle. They do it
so-
once a year. They are all, each year it's different. They always finish it the same, but they do little nuances to it. I mean, it's one that by no means will I sit there and constantly have one on my shelf, but it's one since it came out and I knew about it. This is for me, my unicorn bottle. I know some people want a Pappy 23 years, something crazy like that, but this is one that I had a sample one time at an airport. I had Act 2, I think, and I absolutely loved it. And from that point on, I wanted a bottle, but unless, they used to be $100 a bottle. The last 2 years they raised it up. But really why they raised it is because they were just trying to somewhat match secondary. Secondary, they sell for, any older bottle, probably Act 4 to 9, right? Act 10 right now is about $200 if you want to find one on secondary. If you want an Act 2 or 1, you're gonna pay north of $300. You don't get them. They don't come around. And then realistically, next year when Act 11 releases, if you want one, either A, you've got to drag your ass out to the distillery in Utah to get it, or usually that first month when they're released, they go for like $400 or $500. And then it settles down. But this is one that, I thankfully
Park
got.
City, Utah, too.
Yep. I got at, basically MSRP, and it was a bottle that I've always wanted because I really enjoyed it. And, they don't pop up in stores. It's not, I wouldn't buy one secondary still to drink it, but if I can find one at MSRP and I've been out for a while, every couple of years, I'll reward myself and get one. But
Where did you find that at?
that one I'd found when I was traveling for work. So
We discussed this. You find unicorns,
sometimes,
but you do visit a lot of liquor stores.
I do. When I'm traveling for work and I have nothing to do in the evenings, what else? I've seen plenty of unicorns that are outrageously priced, and I don't get those.
You have usually rent cars
Yeah.
to travel. So
Yep. Just in the evening, it's either sit in my hotel or, go out and see some sights and, hit some stores on the way. So why not? But outside of that, so Uncle Joey, 3 bottles, just price out the window. What was your favorite?
that Penelope. Now
The Penelope Toasted?
this is really good, but I'm a big fan of that. That's a really solid bottle.
All right. Dylan, what was your favorite one so far? The 3,
The dram.
the Dram, the Winter's Dram.
Oh, he gave me the Eagle freaking rare.
What's wrong with the Eagle Rare?
I'm just messing with him.
That's hot.
Ooh, that smells hot.
Smell a campfire.
A little bit. It's
All right,
definitely
so here's what
like
we're gonna do
smoke, like
here.
char smoky.
Give me 1 second here.
A little bit
yeah.
of honey. A little bit of honey in
So
there.
I'm gonna go Austin. You
Yeah.
go first.
All right.
Give me your smell in
Uncle
rating.
Uncle
What-
Joey and I were cheating over here.
Yeah.
I
Um,
agree. I
Like
agree with you
cheating,
guys.
just
Yeah. We were just having a, meeting of the minds. The first smell, the first smell smelled like it was mostly just hot. As I keep smelling, I get more and more. It's like this, like it's not a smoked, scotch or like by that means, but this is like somebody has a campfire burning,
Right.
kind of close by you. It's like a fresh campfire. I get some honey in there. As I keep smelling it, I like it more and more. I give this like a 7.
Okay, on the smell.
Yep.
All right, Uncle Joey.
I gotta say 6.
What do you smell?
Campfire, some sweet, a little bit of heat. It's a 6.
Dillon.
I give it a 5 on the smell. I get the campfire. I get a lot of oak with that, but I can't get past the heat too much. The heat just lingers for me with that smell.
So you give that a what was it?
A 5.
A 5. Okay. Austin, are you keeping count there?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna give this a solid 8 because I get my 2 favorite flavors in the smell, cherry and oak. I think it's a good a really good smell. So Austin, give that a taste. What do you taste and give it a rating?
That is sweet and smooth as butter. I get that smoke still in there.
Yeah.
Like that smoke is still
I
there.
think Uncle Joey hit that on the
Yeah.
I almost get like a barbecue chip.
Yeah. They have like that barbecue whiskey.
Yeah.
I think it tastes different than it smells, but
It's a mesquite.
so 0 to 10, Austin.
No. I got a little bit of water.
No,
Or did I
water.
use it all?
Yeah,
Dylan, who's
water.
gonna?
Got you. Hold on.
Because I just like I want to crack it open just a little bit more because I think there might. I don't know. I've been attacked.
Sorry.
You're good.
Shots fired.
I don't know. I don't know that it's high proof though. Like it smelled. I smelled heat early on.
This is gonna blow your guys'
But-
fucking mind.
I don't think this is actually high proof. I'll find out here in a second. I think.
No one's had it. I don't think.
I know what this is, I think.
Are you sure that I haven't had it?
See, I don't think this is high proof. The flavor still
Had it
held
for a
up
long
in
time.
water though. I'll give this a 7.5. The only thing I knock it on, it's nothing about the flavor, but like I just want this thing to be more in my face.
So what was the rating?
7.5. Like
Okay.
I want it to. I like everything about it. Now I just want it to stand out more.
Uncle Joey.
Taste?
Yeah.
6.
What do you taste?
Man, I
me
think
guess,
I think
campfire.
I think this is Scotch. I think
Yeah.
this is Johnny Walker Blue Label. Yeah.
It's never been opened. It was on my unopened shelf. So
Yeah, okay.
Is there trees in a
he's
foot?
got-
Is that what's?
It's either that or that Five Brothers, and that's a high rye.
okay.
That
what
might
was
be
your
what I
rating?
taste.
What
About a
was your rating?
6. I'm not a
Okay.
huge fan,
Dylan.
but I don't dislike it.
I give that a 7.5 on taste. I agree that I get a different taste and smell. Like when I tasted that, I got some cherries. I did get some campfire as well, but I got some cherries that opened it up a little bit. Very pleasant. Again, I'm gonna use pleasant.
So all right, I like that rating. I'm gonna give this a 5.5. I don't think it tastes as good. What it reminds me of is a lot of people like this, but a burnt marshmallow at the end.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like what I smelled, but I absolutely get a burnt marshmallow with a graham cracker and the chocolate. Like I like my marshmallow hardly hitting the campfire. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, when you burn that marshmallow, you get that distinct smell.
Yes,
You get that distinct taste, like you get that char. And that's what I get out of that. So
Anthony, what's the price on this bottle?
I'm gonna bring it in. Give me the paper sack.
All right.
Well,
paper
before
sack.
you do the reveal, what's
No.
the price on this bottle?
Give me the paper sack.
Did you look at the proof on it?
Yeah. I want to know the price, Anthony.
Uncle Joey, what proof do you think it is?
I think it's about a 95.
Dylan.
I'm going 102.
I'm gonna go 85. I don't think this is a high proof.
Yeah,
I mean, if it is, it hides it well, but I don't think it's a high proof whiskey.
First off, I will say this. Not everybody listens to this podcast and likes it, right? Nor do I give a shit.
Absolutely not.
But I will shout out to you guys because that bottle was an unopened bottle. No, look at you can't see.
We can't.
B3.
I
Did
know what it is.
he duped us with our own
He just
juice?
bamboozled us.
That's some B3, folks. That is some Freedom 6 whiskey. Comes in at 94 proof.
Oh,
I got the second bottle of 25. That's out and
Joey
about.
on the button.
I called out 95 on that.
You did, and I think Uncle Joey hit it more on the nail than anybody else. But I would really like to get Austin and Dillon's take on this. You said, "What's the value of this bottle?" I don't know. You guys tell me.
So my take on this, let me backtrack a little bit here. So now that makes a lot of sense going back on the notes. I couldn't distinguish a lot because it is a younger whiskey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If we would have let that age and age and age, everything would have been more distinguished. But that makes a lot of sense now, and it hits right there. That makes
Am I allowed to
sense.
disagree with you?
Go ahead.
I would have never thought this was a young whiskey.
I
would have never thought that. You shake that around the glass, you see how thick those legs are on that. It's insane.
It doesn't taste young.
It doesn't.
I
It really,
mean,
truly doesn't.
But it has a weird. I don't know. What,
I think it's that campfire. That campfire where you think you get the age.
I'm like Dave
Yeah.
said he hated that High West campfire. I think that might be what's turning me off on this.
Yeah, but you still
a-
gave it a decent review.
Listen, it's not bad, but it's not that's something that's lingering for me.
I'm
That
just saying you gave it a
smoky
decent
smoke.
What was
Yes,
Jason's
yes.
review on this?
Sixes.
Yeah, he
It's
gives
not a bad
six
bottle.
across
Listen,
the board.
it did not taste bad.
Now here's where he comes, Jason. This is where you're going to be like, what is the price value on this bottle? No, I'm asking. Okay, Uncle Joe, you give me a price point on this bottle, and I want to know what it's worth from the guys.
I would say a bottle like this, $40 bottle max.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to go 25 to 30.
I was going to say 30 to 40, but I can think of some of the stuff that's out there. I mean, yeah, let me retake that back. That 30 to 40 price range, I think.
And that's a really good bottle for 30 to 40, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So Austin, break this bottle down for us. Explain it to us. Let us, the listeners, understand what it was that you did to this.
Hey, Master Distiller,
So
what's going on here?
well, not really distiller because obviously we source our
It's called blended.
NGS.
Master
Well,
Blender.
Yeah, we source our NGS and then we take it and place it into the barrel. Let me pull up my my data sheet for you here real
Absolutely.
quick.
Let's do it.
And
bro.
like
You're
we'll,
getting the
we'll break
actual
this
data.
down to the core for you. So this bottle, this was one of our with the label B3 on it. It was one of our early experimental barrels. This was a 20-liter experimental barrel. It went into the barrel at 110 proof. We then aged it in that barrel right around 9 months is what our aging point on that one was. And then got together, had a meeting of the minds with about 4 or 5 people. And we sat there, we tried it at barrel strength. When it exited the barrel, oddly enough, we did this barreling session or debarreling session in the winter. So, what happened in the winter was the water had drawn into, the barrel a little bit more than the alcohol could. So when we actually dumped this from the barrel, it came out proofed up to about 125. So we tried it at 125. We proofed it down to about 115, proofed it down again to 105, proofed it down to 90. That was kind of that gap. All of a sudden we saw this drop off. So then we brought it back up. We went to 195 and played with it. And we, kind of got to that consensus that we all felt 94 was the sweet spot. So that's why it did settle in at 94, just from the feedback of the folks that were there that day. But, we, on our barrels, you have to swell the barrel. And the way to swell the barrel is to, add water to the inside, swell the barrel. So during that process, we talked about smoke on it. This one actually spent a little bit of time in my smoker. I let it hang out in my smoker.
That's
so,
cool.
Wow,
shit.
yeah,
That's cool.
you can taste it.
So it drew a little bit
Uncle
of that
Joe,
as
you
it was
hit it,
swelling.
man. You hit it on that.
Yeah, it's definitely got smoke flavoring.
So as it was swelling with it, I put it on, a nice comfortable 125, but just let it sit in my smoker and, just kind of simmer. So It's fun that it actually did draw that in there.
So was that like an electric smoker?
Yeah, just electric
okay.
smoker with some wood chips. But
Gotcha.
Through all the trials of this, when I was thinking I knew what I tasted because we were sampling it, at our place, I never got the smoke from it, but blindly doing it,
You absolutely
I got it
get
back.
smoked, yeah.
I knew I smoked it, and I still didn't pick it up. But just to do it without knowing what it was,
Well,
you could
that
actually
and
taste it.
Anthony, did you say that was unopened before?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was sitting right
But
there.
so
There's an empty
that
spot there.
has been sitting on a shelf
Yeah,
for a
Yeah,
couple
but
months.
being
But
in a
it's not gonna
glass
age
bottle,
anymore
it's
in a
not going to
bottle.
do
Not
anything.
Yeah.
aging, out of the bottles.
A
doesn't
glass
do it.
bottle is not going to do anything. I mean,
Okay.
if you put it inside of a glass and let it sit there, you might get some air and let it air out. That'll
Yeah,
change
an
flavor.
open bottle, yes.
But being inside of an airtight bottle is not going to change the flavor.
So, Anthony, thank you. It's fun blind tasting.
yeah, man.
My
I would have
own
never
product.
guessed. I would have never guessed
I'll
that.
be completely
Right.
honest with you guys. I'm really, really pumped for the fact that you guys made a bottle that was $30 to $40 in my eyes. But I'm curious, Austin and Dillon, is this a $30 to $40 bottle, or would this be a more money?
That is a $35 bottle.
Yep.
I would say that bottle right there, that's a solid get.
Customers are calling. Don't release that information.
So,
But
guys,
saying that, Austin, you want to hit on something real quick?
What's that?
Are we being serious about what we talked about with my barrel?
Oh, so
This is going to be our first special.
and I also
Yep.
want to add, this bottle is just being tasted from friends to friends. Nothing's been purchased from anybody. This has just been something that was, given to me. There, I know you guys are still working through your works here, getting stuff, situated. But yeah, I just want to add that.
so we Dylan,
'Cause you guys
myself.
aren't on the shelf, right?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
That's what I'm saying.
So Dylan, myself, and the other partners there at Freedom Sticks, we've all sat down and I've talked one-on-one with everybody about kind of what do they look for in their perfect whiskey or their perfect bourbon, and I've tried to manipulate without adding with the bourbons you cannot add any flavor, period. Whiskeys you have a little bit more free reign there within reason. But we sat there and talked about what people liked about their perfect whiskey. And there's ways that you can treat the barrel, whether it's a char level, you can take it and toast it. The different things you do to a barrel will release sugars within the barrel. So we tried to, as we were talking through these, come up with methods that we could prep the barrel for their profiles. Dylan's has not turned out well at all. It is.
Dylan, which
Well,
one's
hold
yours?
on.
Terrible.
Time out. Day 1 to now.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, it went from like a -10 to like a 2.
Dylan,
but-
which one's yours?
The one you said you liked.
Which one is that?
Was it?
B.
Did he have it?
W.
And we haven't
No,
released
no.
it yet. It's still in the barrel.
Oh, okay.
So,
When he tried it
No,
when we were there.
that
Okay.
was my highest rated
Drew a
one
piece.
for sure.
So, but it's not there. Like and it maybe, in a year or 2 years, it'll take a turn, but
It will.
losing
That's
hope on it. But I did something when I did a draw the other day and it turned out really well. I took a draw from it. I went inside and made a Manhattan out of it. And all the things that are bad about it really shined in the Manhattan.
All right, so we're hitting on our time here. We could come back for a second episode. That'll be talked about after this. But I got to have an Uncle Joey old fashioned before he leaves today. So we're gonna hop off here. But guys, awesome. We may come back. I don't know what your time limit here is, but
I'm out.
first
I'm out
off,
after this.
I appreciate you coming in here, man. You drove, some miles to be here with us tonight. I appreciate that. And you're more than welcome. But the next time that we're in person for an episode, it'll be at your place for sure.
Sounds awesome.
So,
Yeah, I'm down.
as always, I'm Anthony.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Uncle Joey.
And I'm Austin.
And who are we?
American
Whiskey.
Peace out.
We'll have the candle. Is your birthday?